Physiography. India. In the map, we just saw the physiography of India, based on which India is divided into 5 physiographic divisions: the Himalayas, the North Indian plains, the peninsula, coastal plains, and island groups. Now we shall gain information regarding these 5 physiographic divisions. The Himalayas. Towards the north of India lies the Himalayan mountains. It is one of the youngest fold mountains. In the Asian continent, it is the major mountainous range. The Himalayas extend from Pamir Knot in Tajikistan to the east. In India, it extends from Jammu and Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh. The Himalayas is not a single mountain range. There are many parallel ranges in the system. Shivaliks, being the southernmost, is also the youngest range. Towards the north of Shivaliks, there are young and old ranges. They are Lesser Himalayas, Greater Himalayas or Himadri, and Trans-Himalayan ranges respectively. These mountain ranges are divided into Western Himalayas, meaning Kashmir Himalayas, Central Himalayas, meaning Kumaon Himalayas, and Eastern Himalayas, meaning Assam Himalayas. The North Indian Plains. This division lies between Himalaya mountains in the north and the peninsula in the south. Similarly, it extends from Rajasthan and Punjab in the west to Assam in the east. It is mostly a flat, low-lying area. The North Indian plains are mainly divided into 2 parts: Eastern Plains and Western Plains. The Eastern Plains. On the eastern side of the Aravalis lies the basin of river Ganga and is therefore known as the Ganga Plains. Its slope is eastwards. Most of the West Bengal state of India and Bangladesh together constitute the delta of Ganga-Brahmaputra system. It is known as Sundarbans. It is considered to be the world's largest delta. The Western Plains. The western part of the North Indian Plains is occupied by desert. It is known as Thar Desert or Marusthali. Most of Rajasthan is occupied by this desert. To the north of the desert lies the plains of Punjab. These plains have formed as a result of the depositional work by river Satluj and its tributaries. This region is spread to the west of Aravalis and Delhi ranges. The slope of the plains is towards the west. Since the soil here is very fertile, agriculture is largely practiced in this region. The Peninsula. Towards the south of the North Indian Plains lies the Indian Peninsula. It's tapering towards the Indian Ocean. It consists of many small and big plateaus and hill ranges. Due to the river Narmada and Son, the Indian Peninsula has been divided into north and south. The Aravalis in the north are the oldest fold mountains here. This mountain is a watershed of the Ganges and the Indus rivers. Towards the eastern side of the Aravalis mountains lies the plateau of Mewar, Malwa, Bundelkhand, Bagalkhand and Chota Nagpur. Vindhyas range is also included in the Indian Peninsula. The southern plateau region of the Vindhya range is known as the Deccan Plateau. This includes the Satpura Mahadev Maikal Range, Maharashtra Plateau, the Telangana Plateau and the Karnataka Plateau. These plateaus expand in the state of Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Chhattisgarh and Odisha respectively. Towards the western side of the Deccan Plateau lies the Sahyadri mountain range. It is known as the Western Ghats. Western Ghats are parallel to the Arabian Sea. 2,695 meters high Anaimuri is the highest peak in the Western Ghats. It is the main water divide of the eastern Bay of Bengal and the western Arabian Sea. Except for the rivers Godavari, Bhima, Krishna and Kaveri, which originate in the Western Ghats, almost all the other rivers reach the Arabian Sea. Towards the east of Deccan Plateau lies the Eastern Ghats. It is parallel to the Bay of Bengal. Its southern ranges are known as Nalamala. The main aforementioned rivers on the plateau narrowly pass through the tunnel while crossing the Eastern Ghats. The gravity made by the Krishna River near Srisailam is famous. The coastal plains. India is blessed with a long coastline extending for approximately 7,500 kilometers. It lies to the western and eastern part of the peninsula. Its western and eastern coastlines show remarkable dissimilarities. The western coast borders the Arabian Sea. It is by and large a rocky coast. At places, spurs taking off from the Western Ghats have extended right up to the coast. Its width is also less. Many small rivers flowing through the Western Ghats land here. Hence, at the mouth of these rivers, estuaries are formed and not delta. The eastern coast borders the Bay of Bengal. It has formed as a result of depositional work of rivers. Many east-flowing rivers from the western and eastern Ghats meet here. Because of the gentle slope of the land, rivers flow at lower velocities and deposit the sediments brought with them at the coast. As a result, deltas are found along this coast. The island group. India's many small and large islands along the coast of the mainland are included in the coastal island group. Besides, India has two large groups of islands, one each in the Arabian Sea and in the Bay of Bengal. The islands in the Arabian Sea are known as Lakshadweep Islands, whereas the islands in the Bay of Bengal are called the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Most of the islands in Lakshadweep are atoll islands. They are small in extent and not very high. The islands in the Andaman group are large. In their interior, there are large hills. They are volcanic islands. The barren islands in the Andaman group and answer the questions. To begin with, let us first compare the indices of both the maps. In the map of India, the list of areas with a height of 8,000 meters above sea level has been given, whereas in the map of Brazil, the indices of areas with less altitude than the sea level, that is, areas with less than 2,000 meter altitude up to more than 1,000 meter altitudes are given. In both the maps, the coastal region is colored blue. The less altitude areas are colored green. Medium altitude areas are colored yellow. And the areas with the highest altitude are colored brown. Let us now tell in which part do the areas with highest altitude lie in both the countries respectively. India's northern part of the Himalayan mountains lies the highest altitude, whereas towards the southeast of Brazil, towards the Brazilian plateau, is the highest altitude area. In which country is the range of altitude higher? In India, the range of altitude begins from 0 meters to 8,000 meters. Whereas in Brazil, the range of altitude being less than 2,000 meters to more than 1,000 meters can be seen. Which means India has the highest range of altitude. Compare the highest range of altitudes given in both the countries. What difference do you see? In India, the highest range of altitude is more than 8,000 meters. And in Brazil, the highest range of altitude is more than 1,000 meters. From this, we get to know that in Brazil, there are ranges of lesser altitudes as compared to India. In which direction is the slope of the Amazon River Basin region in Brazil? In Brazil, the slope of Amazon River Basin region is towards the east, since the water flow in the direction of the slope. As per this rule, Amazon River originates from Andes Mountains and it flows towards the east and meets the Atlantic Ocean. In which direction is the slope of the Deccan Plateau of India? In India, the slope of the Deccan Plateau is towards the east. Let us tell the regions of rain shadow in both the countries. The eastern part of Sahyadri and Rajasthan are the regions of rain shadow. Brazil's southeast coast experiences less rainfall. Come, now let us study about the important component of human life, that is, water system.